Thank you so much for helping Aaron with his Eagle Scout project. We're making music kits for all of the Salem-Keizer elementary schools. So we're doing 1,200 kits total. Inside, you have 30 kits to do. Thank you for your help. Here's what a finished kit looks like. It has a staff on one side, and then it has a place for the rhythm blocks on the other side. In your kit, you will have 30 bags. You have 2 papers, one that shows how to do the rhythm side and one that shows all the measurements for the staff side. The first, you have a Sharpie, a pencil, and a ruler, and you also have a cardboard insert that goes inside the bag so that the Sharpie doesn't bleed onto the other side. The first thing that I would suggest doing is taking your rhythm side, getting a pair of scissors and cutting the squares out and making a stencil that looks something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this will just make the process easier. So first of all, take your first bag, put the cardboard inside of it, or poster board, and work your way from the bottom to the top. So the first line is 1.5 inches from the bottom of the bag. So I measure 1.5 inches, and I put a little dot with my pencil. Then all of the other lines are 1.25 inch. So I start from the bottom and I just go 1.25 inch. I put a dot with my pencil, and then I go 1.25 inch again. That's 3 lines, 4 lines, and 5 lines that are all 1.25 inches apart. Then I go ahead and lay down the ruler on the top of the bag as straight as I can where those dots are. And you can either do the pencil first if you want to and then go over it with the Sharpie, but I've gotten pretty good at it, I guess, and I just use the Sharpie. And I just make a line all the way across the bag. And I move up to my next dot, pull the bag straight. There's 2 lines. The 3rd line. The 4th line. And then the 5th line. Then I do the treble clef. If you would like to do the treble clef, you're welcome to. If you don't, please write a note and we'll go in and do them if you're comfortable. But to make the treble clef, you start about 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the edge. You start above the staff and make a straight line going down with a little curl at the bottom. And you come back up at the top and you do a skinny P to this 4th line here. And then you're going to come down and make like the number 6 down to the bottom line. And go up and around the 2nd line and across the middle. Then you need to place the 4 ledger lines across the bottom. You're going to start the first ledger line at 2 1/8 inch away from the edge of the bag. So here's 2 1/8, and I'll just mark it with my pencil. And then they are 1/2 inch from the bottom of the bag. So there's 1/2 inch right there. So now I know I'm going to do my 1 inch ledger line here. Then it's 3/4 inch in between each one. So I'm going to mark my ruler here at 3/4 inch, and then I'm going to mark it at 1, and so that's right there. And then I can come back and do my inch again. 1 inch ledger line, 3/4 inch in between, and again 3/4 of an inch in between, and then 1 inch for the line. Okay, and that's the front side with the staff. Then flip it over with the cardboard still inside. Take your stencil and just lay it flat on top of the bag. And you can center it up as much as you want. Just make sure you have room for that 4th square over there. Then take your pencil and you just go in with your pencil. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can fix any mistakes that you make or anything that's not filled in exactly right. You can fix it with a Sharpie when you go through it. And you'll just kind of freehand it after that. So you go in and just quickly box out your squares with your pencil. And see, it's not perfect, but then you can just go back with a Sharpie and just freehand those. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but try and get them about the same size as you can. And then this one is 2/4, and you just freehand write the 2/4. And this is the 3/4. And then 4/4. And that's one bag, and it takes about 5 minutes to do a bag, so to do all 30 of them would be about 2.5 hours. So thanks so much for doing that for us and for the kids in the Salem-Keizer School District and for Erin's Eagle Scout project.